Today we are going to talk about super eco, actually I started a whole series now, super eco weapons of Entropia, episode 1, and this is for the HK110. So let's get into this weapon. It's really eco, and here's why. Okay, we're talking about eco, so really that breaks it down to damage per peck. In order to get the eco damage per peck with this gun, you're going to need an amp called the Syncadus, which I have right here. Let me pin that real quick. Okay, there's a pin. So the Syncadus is right here. I'm gonna spin it. There it is. It has durability excellent, which that word right there is actually irrelevant, and it doesn't give you any data. Like, it just says excellent. The real relevance is in the numbers, but you can't see the number. All you see is a word that says excellent. So anyways, this is the HK110. Yes, all the tiers are over 100, but that's irrelevant right now. So let's throw this amp on there. We put the amp on there. You really can't tell much about what changes here besides the damage interval, which it becomes 3 to 6. The crit rate is only higher than 10 because I happen to have a accuracy enhancer on it. So I threw the Syncadus amp on it, right? So let's go and see exactly what is changing when I throw a Syncadus amp on it. Well, if we go over here to Entropia's weapon compare website, we can see that the HK110 right here, I already have it selected, and that's what shows up here in the right side. I'm gonna go down, and just to show you guys, in case you are throwing this amp on there, here's what happens when you put an A101 on it. If you put an A101 on the HK110, your damage factor can only go up to a maximum of 2. This amp provides 3, so you're losing one damage right there. It just doesn't count it. It ignores it. So because of that, your damage per peck, that's the number we're looking for, that's what's relevant, becomes 2.571, which is horrible eco, by the way, if you don't already know that. Please do not put an A101 on an HK110. That is retarded. No offense. So your DPS, which is probably the second most important thing about this, is 4.66, but we don't care because we're not using that amp. Let's go to the amp that really matters in this case. So the maximum, like it shows here, is 2. Well, here's an amp that provides exactly 2 damage, and that is the Syncadus. So if we put a Syncadus on this HK110, we get an incredibly good eco, which you can see in this bar right here that just showed up. On the bottom, I added it. Damage per peck, 2.974. That is very good eco, especially for a noob gun like the HK110. The only caveat, I guess, is that the damage per second is kind of low. But let's look at the bright side on that. It's got a low damage per second, right? Well, it also has a really high attack. So this gun, the frequency of attack is really high. That means that your cost per shot is even lower. It's 1.4. Because your attacks are so high, the cost per use is going to be lower. Therefore, this gun would make an excellent finisher for even experienced players. You know, hunting like an average size mob, this would be a great finisher. This gun would probably never come into play for larger mobs, but for a noob side, this is a great gun. So that's it. I'm not going to go on anymore. I've covered all the details of this gun that are relevant. So thanks for watching, Happy Gamer, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Super Eco Weapons.